What's up, beautiful people? I changed my hair. If you haven't seen that video yet, you can check it out up here. I love it. And today we're going to be playing with this giant palette once again from Qing Beauty, I think is how you pronounce the name of the brand. I really don't know. I did already do a couple of looks doing a first impression review of this palette because, I mean, it is ginormous. So if you haven't checked that video out yet, highly suggest it, and I will also insert it up here in a card as well as link it in the description box. When I first played with this palette, my initial feelings about it were a little bit mixed because some of the shades in this palette just really aren't the best and there's not a lot of pigment, but the blending in this palette is unbelievable. So I did do another look with this palette and I have to say, I kind of can't keep my hands off of it now, so I thought we could do another look with it. I don't really know exactly what I want to go for here. I think I'm going to do something that's going to be very bold, dramatic. I really want to play with some more of these dark greens, and this orange right here has just really been calling my name ever since the first time I opened this palette. So I'm kind of thinking I want to do something like, well, this. So let me walk you through this. First, I'm going to start by dipping into the darkest green in this palette, and I'm using a Moda M27 brush. It's kind of hard to see with all this product on it, but it has a nice taper, and then this edge is a little bit pointier than this side, so I'm taking that slightly more pointed edge. First, I need to prime my eye. Getting ahead of myself here. Taking the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to prime my eye. Okay, I just realized there's this like high-pitched whining coming from my light, and I know it's going to affect the audio, so give me just a minute to try to fix this. Alright, so now that the lighting is terrible, and I'm sure you can probably still hear the noise, I'm just going to move on because I give up at this point. Anyways, I'm going to go in with the Moda Triad brush and that darkest green shade. Definitely make sure you tap it off with this palette because I did get quite a bit of that dark green fallout down there. So as you can see, we're going with this nice, really winged out look. And I'm going to use the tip of my brush to just kind of guide that initial shape. And I'm going to try to make it as even with the other eye as I can. Basically, it's just going to be a lot of adding this dark green shade and then just kind of blending because, like I said, fallout, you have to work in very small doses with this palette. And once I get to that tip, I'm just going to nicely blend it out. And then I'm just going to completely trace, looking straight forward, this initial shape that I have with my eyes relaxed, looking straight forward. Gonna go right over, and I brought this shade about a quarter of the way in on the lid, so that's what we're gonna do on this eye as well. And I just want to make sure I get that pigment really nice and packed on there, so that way it makes blending a little bit easier with the next couple of shades. And then on this other page, there's this nice row of like greens, you know? So I'm going to go with the one in the middle to start. I'm so sorry if my camera keeps moving. It's just in a very inconvenient place and I have cords everywhere. And yeah, so I'm just going to blend this right on top of that dark green shade that I initially applied. And I'm going to kind of drag it down into a point where we stopped with that first shade. And, you know, then I'm going to bring it all the way in. As far as I went with that first green shade, once again, I feel like, how many times can I say green shade in this video? And just keep blending until it is all blended out. Oh, I completely forgot. I also went in with a little bit of that first dark green on the lower lash line, and I only brought it about halfway. And I'm sticking really close to the lash line with this, but then I'm making sure to blend it into that outer wing shape we have going on. So basically, another way to say this is I'm extending that green all the way to about my pupil on the lower lash line. And now dipping into that extremely vibrant orange. And I'm just going to apply that directly to the brow bone on the inner half of the eye. Really making sure that I get a lot of pigment on there because we really want this shade to pop. And my favorite trick for if you get a little bit out of control with your eyeshadow, especially on this inner portion here like I did a little bit, I'm just going to go in with my still damp sponge that I use to apply my foundation and concealer and everything, and just kind of pat over that and it'll just kind of blend itself out, you know, and it doesn't make it look so harsh. I'm going back in with that other fluffy brush, no additional product, just to make sure these two get nice and blended together. And using that same orange, I'm going to finish up the lower lash line. To finish up the eyeshadow, I'm going to dip into the super gold glitter shade, and then I'm just going to pop that right onto the lid. And finally, to finish up the eye, basically we still have to go in with some inner corner highlight and lashes, obviously, but I'm going to go back in with a little bit of that darkest green shade just to add a little bit more color to the outer half of the lid. And before we get to lashes, I'm going to tap into the lightest highlight shade in this palette, and I'm just going to pop that right into that inner corner. Here's the finished look for lashes today. I'm wearing these Sheedy Shang Pen. Yeah, they reached out to me on Instagram a couple years ago and it was a super shady transaction. I kind of doubt that they're even still around. I'm probably gonna throw these lashes away after I get done wearing them today anyways, so I don't even know if I'm gonna link them because, like I said, I don't know if the company's still around. So what do you think of this look? Let me know in the comments if you like this look, if you'd like to see more types of looks like this, or if you just like to see more looks using this ginormous palette. Let me know, please, in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!